What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to Young and Hungry Show. In today's podcast, I'm super honored to bring on my man, Luke Marinkovic. If you are new to the channel and you haven't seen our new show yet, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button if you enjoyed today's episode. Today, we're bringing on one of the top personal trainers in Washington today. He's built a great business. It's called Optimum Peak Fitness if you want to check it out. He's helped a lot of people build their bodies, build their minds. Super honored to have you on today, man. How we doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, bro.
Absolutely, brother.
Yes, sir.
We did a first shoot with him. Didn't turn out the best because But now we got the whole new setup. We've been working on this for a while. All set up now, man. Let's go.
Yes, sir. So I'm 26 years old. Graduated Western Washington University with a degree in kinesiology, pre-physical therapy. Last year, actually March, I opened my business, Optimum Peak Fitness. And now I have a master trainer who trains underneath me. I have an intern, and I'm working on hiring a female trainer. So, man, it's been a process of building, but I'm here today to inspire people like me to, pursue their dreams. So thanks for having me, guys, and I'm excited to dive into these questions.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, brother.
Definitely. I love
Let's
it.
go.
So kind of tackling your personal training background,
Right.
What would you say to a young adult, probably 18 through 21, you
Right.
know, they have goals, but they don't really know how to go about them. They don't know how to tackle them,
Right.
almost start them, right?
Right. Well, I mean, that's a really good question, man. I think the biggest thing that I think about is it's okay not to have everything figured out in life.
Definitely.
And take my story, for example. I graduated, like I was telling you, with a degree in kinesiology. I didn't know I wanted to be a business owner, right?
Definitely.
After graduating, I worked at Ford Sports Performance as a performance trainer. Worked with high-end athletes there. From there, I went to 24 Hour Fitness, worked as a master trainer there. And, I didn't know I was going to open up my own place. But all I can tell you is embrace life as it comes. Don't worry about tomorrow. And, yeah.
Definitely. I love that.
Just get 1% better every day, right?
Yeah, 1%
And that just shows you started off smaller, working for somebody else, and then
Right.
you eventually moved into having your own thing and
Exactly,
your own
man.
endeavor.
Yeah.
Right. So what drove you to want to start your own business and, wanting to do your own thing and wanting to work with people on your own, right? Because, clearly you were under someone's own roof, which was Ford Sports Performance,
Right.
but then eventually, you built Optimum Peak Fitness. So what drove you to want to build your own thing?
So, yeah, I would say, it came down to I love being a business owner. I like to make my own hours, and I love serving people. So I think at the end of the day, my drive to, make people better led to me opening up my own place.
Definitely. I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because I feel like a lot of people, they end up working for somebody else, and then they don't really realize that they can become a lot more. They have a lot of potential to build their own business,
Right.
But a lot of people don't know the direction, and I think that's one of the things we want to cover is, how can someone really, figure out how they can build their own business and go out on their own, right? Because not a lot of people want to work for somebody else, but then at the same time, it's like, well, how do I get my own business going?
Right. Yeah. I
So it's
agree
like,
with you.
are you saying basically you just got to take initiative and just kind of go out on your own and do it?
Yeah, I mean, not every person is an entrepreneur, and you need to recognize that. I mean, as my dad says, some people are, owners, some people are not. And at the end of the day, you have to recognize that for yourself. And it's okay that you're not an entrepreneur. It's not a good or bad thing, but at the end of the day, you have to find what your passion is. And my passion is being a business owner. And my passion is serving people. So that's why, I've been quote unquote successful, is because I'm in alignment with my passion.
Definitely. Yeah. And I feel like too, especially with social media nowadays, it's
Right.
always like they see people at the top.
Right.
They don't know the hours in the shed or in your room just planning out, building this business of yours, because I feel like it portrays that, oh yeah, it's easy being your own manager or your boss, right?
Right.
Because it's like, hey, you see me at the top,
Right.
but they don't see the behind the scenes
Dude,
of what you do.
I 100% agree with you, man. I mean, when I first, when I first told myself I wanted to open, Optimum Peak Fitness, I had a, somewhat small idea of what, it would take, but man, it's been a process from, me starting off to, figuring out how to book clients, how
Definitely.
to find a billing system that would work well with my clients, how to even get clients, you know what I mean? So
Definitely.
when someone says that, I want to be a business owner, there's a lot that, that's involved with that.
Definitely.
But I can tell you, once you decide to do that, it's a passion that you can never let go. And right now, it's how some people say it's like birthing a baby. And
Definitely.
every single day I wake up, I don't feel like I'm going to work. It's something that I'm devoting my life to, and I'm finding that it's coming together because because of the firm quality foundation that I've built.
Definitely.
So when you decide to become an entrepreneur or a business owner, it's going to be a lot of hard work, but it's going to pay off.
Yeah, definitely. I love that.
Absolutely. I feel like that's a great point because not everyone sees like the behind the scenes work that you got to put in when you're
Right.
first starting out, right?
Exactly.
Like even putting this whole setup together took me and Ben a lot of
beautiful, dude.
freaking
Yeah, you
work
guys
to
killed
even
it,
get
yeah.
together, and
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Like I agree with that 100%, Ben, because I feel like everyone sees like the results and the end result, but nobody sees like the behind the scenes of what you
Exactly.
got to do, like
No,
the
I
amount of
agree.
work you got to put in.
Yeah.
So that's a great point right there. But so coming back to what you do as a obviously you have a kinesiology degree.
Correct,
You know how to
yeah.
train people. You know how to get people to change their bodies and
Right.
overall change their mindset, because overall, I mean, someone's going to become more confident and be a better person when they are on top of their fitness and they have overall better
right.
performance when they feel better about themselves, right?
I agree.
So what would you recommend to someone who has like these very ambitious fitness goals, whether they want to lose weight or get better gains or
Right.
whatever they're trying to do? What would you recommend to someone to stay consistent over the long term?
How do you stay consistent? That's like,
Like, how do you not-
That's a good question though.
Right. Yeah.
At the end of the day, what I tell all my clients is the way in which you become consistent is first off having a plan. And if you find that you're having an issue with being consistent and you have a plan, what I recommend next is becoming accountable with either a friend, a colleague, or husband, wife, etc. But being accountable is going to help you be consistent, right? So and I actually had a client come in the other day, and he was telling me that he's had trainers in the past, etc. And but at the end of the day, he felt like he wasn't on a team. And I think that's the biggest thing for clients or just someone going into the gym, etc. They feel like they're not part of something. And and I assured my client, I'm like, hey, you know what, I'm here for your support. And maybe that's what I was telling you in the beginning is find a buddy who you work out with, who you can share your successes with, because that's a big thing. People want to feel valued.
Like an accountability partner.
Accountability partner, it's huge. Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
someone who texts me like, hey, it could be as simple as I walked on the treadmill for 30 minutes today.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I recommend that. That's how I started working out. Is way back in the day. I mean, I'm not even that old, but
I love
it started with
Back
me
in my days.
But it started with me working out with buddies because one, I didn't really know what I was doing, but two, it was accountability factor. And before you know it, you start getting the groove of things, right? You start seeing results.
Definitely.
But getting started is the hardest thing. I can guarantee you that. Just getting
100%.
started. But once you, like I was saying, once you start seeing results, then it becomes addicting.
Yes.
Definitely.
So that's what I recommend with clients is one, having a plan. Two, finding an accountability partner. That's huge. And then three, sticking to your word too, which is, accountability at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's a good question, man.
No, yeah, I love that. Just because, for me and you, right? It's like we hit each other every morning like, hey, we're going to the gym at 9:30.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
it's like, I feel like that's just such a huge thing
It
because
is, yeah.
I heard this one thing where it's like, show me your friend, I'll show you your future.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Huge.
Because I feel like hanging out with Rami, you know, he lifts all the time. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to get into lifting,
Right, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
I love how it's like such accountability thing
Yeah,
with friends,
right.
just
Yeah,
because it's like,
I'm going to piggyback off that topic as well, too. And the thing with starting my business, I recognized that I had to leave a lot of my quote unquote friends, and it was hard.
definitely,
But like I said in the last podcast, you need to surround yourself with a group of winners and a group of like-minded individuals.
Absolutely.
And if once you do that, you'll find that one, you're able to accomplish a lot more.
definitely,
You're not worried about what this person thinks about me, but rather you're gonna have those people around you, encouraging you. Be like,
definitely.
hey, you can do it, when you're
Yeah.
down in the dumps. But at the end of the day, it is hard to leave those people, but it's sometimes needed,
Definitely.
especially when you're going up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good point. I wanted to piggyback off
No,
that.
definitely, yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like your friends are such a huge part, picking back off what you said,
Yeah.
like your associations are really what creates, who you become because
agree.
Exactly.
and it's like, what does Ed Milet always say? He always says that, some people, everyone has their degree of life, like their temperature set at a certain level,
Right.
So if you're if you're a 70 degree and you're surrounding yourself with 120 degree in their fitness, then you're going to want to get up to that level. Like if you're working out with
Yeah.
someone who goes hard, but you're goofing off,
Right.
then you're going to eventually start going really hard in that
Yeah.
area of life, right?
I agree.
So I agree with surrounding yourself with a group of winners or just people who want to be great in life, right?
Like-minded
It's
individuals, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
and like,
I feel like that's exactly what we're trying to
Yeah,
build with
no,
this whole
definitely.
thing.
And
is people who
especially,
wanna
like,
level up.
especially like with friends too, it's like it's such a good thing to have because not every day is a good day, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like
not.
I
No,
wake
yeah,
up
yeah.
so sore from like a leg day. I'm like, I don't want to work out. Like
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
want to
yeah,
sleep.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I just
yeah,
want to stay
yeah.
at home. And then Ron would be like, "We're going to the gym at 9:30, bro.
Right.
I better see you there." I'm like, oh
No, dude,
my god.
yeah, and it's true, bro. It's having a friend who is authentic and who can, call you on your quote unquote shit
Definitely.
is huge, bro. Not being afraid to have your buddy improve.
Exactly.
And that's what makes us better.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
yeah, that was a really good topic you guys hit on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, let's see what time we're at. All right, so at our age, around this age group of I would say probably 18 to probably 24, 25 years old.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys who wanna bulk up and gain a lot of muscle mass, right?
Right. Yep,
And I
that's
think
true.
honestly, personally gaining weight has honestly probably been one of the hardest things, right? Because it's just hard to get that
Specifically
calories.
for you.
Yeah,
or
I feel like
just
I've
guys in
heard from
general?
other. I feel like I've heard from other guys too,
No,
just bulking
definitely.
up in general because the calorie surplus and everything,
Yep,
trying
yep.
to just force
Yeah.
food down your throat. So what is a way to actually bulk up and a real key strategies to doing it?
Well, I mean, there's no secret,
Mhm.
and what I was telling you in a couple of questions ago, it comes down to being consistent. And when people ask me, what should I be eating, how many carbs, proteins, fats, et cetera, and yes, you need to be mindful of that, but at the end of the day, keep your nutrition simple, have a plan, be consistent, like I just said. There's different ways to manipulate your rep sequence, your weights, tempo, et cetera. But I would recommend just being consistent with your exercise.
Definitely.
But there's no secret as to how to get bigger. And another big thing that people don't need that people need to factor in as well is genetics, and that's a big one as well too. Like for me, for example, I can bulk up really fast, but leaning out is a lot harder for me.
Definitely.
And it comes down to strictly genetics. But if you're trying to be natural, especially this day and age, it's hard to tell. Have a plan. Talk to me at Optimum Peak Fitness. I can definitely develop you a plan that can help you become successful. But yeah, there's no secret as to
Right.
how to.
It all just comes down to your
Yeah.
plan and you execute it.
It comes down to having a set reps, sets, weight, like you were touching on too, having a surplus, of calories as well too is huge. Eating is huge. And then also being mindful too. But that's what I would recommend, you know.
Definitely, yeah. And I feel like there's this false persona of like working out where it's like, oh, there's this magic pill. You can lose 50 pounds of fat.
Yeah, right.
It's like you have to be in a calorie deficit, because I feel like there's so many videos out there where it's like, drink this green juice with like the worst things, like it's awful tasting, like and this will help you lose weight. And 100%. Even I'm not like trying to diss on those drinks, because it's so healthy for you, right? Like all the vegetables, all the good stuff, but like
it's like a quick fix.
Yeah, exactly. People don't realize like you have to put in the work.
Dude.
Yeah,
it's hard work. Yeah,
like in like what you said, touching on what you said, like staying consistent too, because like for me personally, you know, I'm trying to cut off some fat that I didn't bulk that well, so it's like just trying to cut off the excess fat, right?
Good. Yeah.
And like it's hard, you know,
right? Keeping
that schedule of like, hey, I can't eat this because I'll go past my calories, or hey, I can't eat this, doesn't have enough protein in it, right? Yeah. And like I feel like people aren't just seeing the value of like food, nutrition, because
that's what I tell my mom, even my mom all the time, bro, because she's been trying to lose weight for the longest time, and she's always like, Rami, like how do I there it is.
All right, guys, so this is going to conclude our podcast with Luke. Hope you guys enjoyed, as well as write down some notes, right? A ton of hidden gems in here. Guys, subscribe as well as hit the like button. Luke?
Thanks for having me, guys. Now, if you guys want to sign up as a client, go to www.optimumpeakfitness.com.
There we go.